Heritage Christian Academy basketball standout Taylie Scott has been a varsity starter ever since the first game of her 7th grade season. The now senior is hoping to lead the Eagles back to the state tournament this winter. Here's Jason Melillo with this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
It was more than 5.5 years ago, but Heritage Christian girls basketball coach Lori Krellen remembers vividly Taylie Scott's first game.
It was at St. Croix Prep. I said, Taylie, you're starting. She ran out of the huddle. We had to tell her where to go, whose hands to shake, and it was pretty great because just the excitement.
And Scott hasn't sat down a whole lot since. She started every game over the last 5.5 seasons and developed into a steady leader for the Eagles.
I'm very aggressive, probably. Some people maybe don't like that, but I try to keep it up-tempo. I love running transition. Easy buckets is the best, so I love doing that. In defense, offense sometimes you're not always shooting great, but I always think defense is something that you can always control, and so I try to make that a big focus.
Her court vision is just so great. The game comes to her just so naturally. I think one of the things that I've seen her improvement on is just her decision making coming down the court. She can block a shot, get the rebound, navigate her way down the court, make a pass, or pull up for a three-point shot and make it. That's a pretty talented player, and when you're doing that for 36 minutes, that just shows what type of tenacity she has.
Scott gives credit to former teammates for helping her mature as a player, particularly the seniors on the team when Scott was a green 7th grader.
Actually, my coach's daughter, Rachel Krellen, Paige, Bella, Michaela, all those girls were just welcomed me, and I was scared and young, but they were great, and I think they are a huge part of why I love basketball.
Scott could certainly be an impact player at a bigger school, but Heritage Christian is like a home away from home. Taylie's brother Tanner was a student athlete at HCA, and her mother Tanya is president of the school and an assistant basketball coach.
All the people here are just great. I think it's very different than you'd find at another school, and as well as the teachers, they're always there for you. It's not a teacher-student kind of thing. It's more like, hey, this is my friend, I can go and talk to them, even if it's not about school type of stuff.
As good as Scott is on the court, she'll leave competitive basketball behind after high school. Scott will attend Westmont College in California and play soccer. She anchored the Eagles' defense last fall, helping the team to the section final and a 16-3 record.
I did look at basketball for a really long time, and I didn't feel like that's where God was leading me, and then all the right doors opened to play soccer, and so I was like, okay, we'll go for it, and I love the school and the team.
Last spring, Taylie Scott led Heritage Christian to its first ever state tournament in girls basketball. A fantastic ride that Scott will always savor, but also a ride she wants to take again this season.
I think it's always been a goal to get to the state tournament, but now we know that we can do it, and we've been there before, but we do have a lot of younger girls who weren't able to go last year, and so I think it'd be really neat to give them the opportunity to be there and experience that.
Heritage's next game is Tuesday night against Spectrum. The Eagles are 8-1 this season and currently ranked 8th in Class A. Jay talks wrestling with the Osseo Orioles up next.